Hi friends and happy Monday! Welcome to Math with Miss Allen. I am so excited to be teaching you math again this week. Right before we get started, I want you to close your eyes and think back to a couple weeks ago. We had a workbook page and we had to color in groups of 1, groups of 2, groups of 3, and the picture we were coloring looked kind of like a park. So with your eyes closed, I want you to visualize what that workbook page looked like. Do you remember seeing any balloons on that workbook page? Do you remember seeing any trees on that workbook page? Do you remember seeing the swing set on that workbook page? Well, friends, go ahead and open your eyes because here is that workbook page that I'm talking about. I'm going to be telling you a couple stories about this workbook page to help us with some addition and subtraction. The first story I'm going to tell you is about these balloons right here. Once upon a time, Miss Allen went to the park and she saw 3 balloons. And right in front of her eyes, one of those balloons popped. So how many balloons were left? Only 2. So remember, I walked to the park. I saw how many balloons first? 3. And one of them popped, so I took away 1. And then how many were left? 2. Good work. All right. That was a fun story. I have another story. So this other time, I went to the park and I saw 4 little duckies. Quack, quack, quack. And I started to feed the little duckies. And then a couple more little duckies came around. 2 more little duckies came. So then how many duckies were there all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got it. So first, when I was at the park, there were only 4 duckies. Then I started to feed them. So then 2 more came along. So 4 ducks plus 2 more ducks. How many ducks were there all together? Do you remember? 6. Very good. All right, one more story. This is a good story. Once upon a time, I was at the park. And I saw 7 beautiful flowers. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I love flowers. So I saw 7 of them, and I went over and I picked out 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then there were only 1, 2, 3 left. So remember, there were 7 altogether, and then I took a couple away because I picked them. I wanted to bring them home with me. I picked 4. 7 flowers. I took away 4 flowers. How many were left? Do you remember? 3 flowers. Very good. So friends, we can use pictures and we can use symbols like the flowers and the balloons and the ducks to help us do some math equations. It can help us do addition, which remember is the plus sign, and it can help us do subtraction, which remember is the takeaway sign. I have another story for you. Just imagine this. You're going to like this story. Once upon a time, it was Mr. Boland's birthday. And Mr. Boland loves cake. So he invited me, Miss Allen. He invited Miss Ronigan. He invited Mrs. Houseotten. He invited Mr. Wirt. And he invited Mistress over to his house. And he had a beautiful cake. It was pink. It was vanilla, which is Mr. Boland's favorite. It had sprinkles on top. It was so yummy. So he invited us all over. And he cut up the cake and he started to give away some slices. So first, he cut up the cake and he started with this many slices. Let's count together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we had 8 slices of cake to start with. I'm going to write an 8 to remember that we started with 8. And he gave 1 away to Mrs. Houseotten. He gave 1 away to Miss Ronigan. He gave 1 away to Miss Dritz, 1 to Mrs. DeWirt. He gave Miss Allen 1, and he took 1 for himself. So he took them away from the cake. How many did it take away? Do you remember? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he took 6 of them away. How many pieces of cake were left? 2. 1, 2. So Mr. Boland, remember, he started with 8 pieces of cake. He gave away, or he took away 6 pieces of cake for all of his friends. And then what was left over? Only 2 pieces of cake. Yummy, yummy. Happy birthday, Mr. Boland. I hope the cake was delicious. I have another story for you. Once upon a time, it was Mrs. Houselotten's birthday. And Mrs. Houselotten loves gifts, and we love to give Mrs. Houselotten gifts. So Mrs. Houselotten invited me, Miss Allen, Miss Ronigan, Mr. Boland, Mrs. DeWirt, Miss Dritz, all over to her house for her birthday party. She even invited a couple of her friends and family. And we brought her lots and lots and lots of gifts. So I brought her a gift. Miss Ronigan brought her a gift. Mrs. DeWirt brought her a gift. Miss Dritz brought her a gift. Mr. Boland brought her a gift. And then all of her friends and family brought her gifts. So this is how many gifts she had all together. Let's count. See how many there are. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She started with 10 gifts. And then she decided to open some of them. Let's see how many she had decided to open. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She opened 6 of them. And she wanted to save the other ones for later. So how many did she decide to save? Remember, she started with 10 gifts. She took away, or she opened 6 of them. How many are left over for Mrs. Houselotten to open up later? 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Very good. Happy birthday, Mrs. Houselotten. I hope you got everything you asked for. So those are lots of ways, friends, that we can use pictures and stories to tell math problems. I love math so much. Alrighty, boys and girls, if you are ready for your workbook page, go ahead and turn to this page. It is page number 179. It should be the next one that you have to do in your math workbook page. When you're ready, grab your pencil and write your name at the top of your math page. I have been telling all of my friends to practice their first and last name, so that's what I would like for you to do today. Even if you think you have it down perfect, you can still practice because practice makes perfect. So write your first and last name at the top of your math workbook page. Next, we're going to go ahead and get started with section number 1 right here. It's the long, tall ladder with all of the numbers in it. It says draw circles for 1 to 10. Show the 5 groups. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to draw 1 dot right here. Don't draw your dots all willy-nilly and crazy because we have to be showing 5 groups. That's going to come in important when we get up to 5 and more. So keep keeping them in a line. I drew 1, now I'm going to draw 2. 1, 2. Next is 3. 1, 2, 3. Next is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, here we go. We're at 5, so we're going to try our best to show a 5 group. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to use my pencil to show that 5 group by putting a rectangle around it. All right, next we're going to try 6. So keep that 5 group there, remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I made another 5 group plus 1. So I'm going to put a rectangle around that 5 group. Next is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't forget to rectangle around your 5 group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Notice how all of my work is very organized, and I'm still putting a rectangle around my 5 group. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have a 5 group right at the top. And look down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have another 5 group to make 10. So I have 2 5 groups in my 10 box. Awesome. Your worksheet should look exactly like mine so far. If it doesn't look just like mine, press the pause button, erase, and make it look just like this part. Once the first part of your workbook page looks exactly like mine, you're going to pick up your pencil and we're going to work on section number 2 together. It says use the 5 groups. Draw to show the number. So right here, I see that I'm trying to draw 9 circles in this rectangle. I already know that this is a 5 group, so I'm going to keep counting on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Next, I'm trying to get to 7. I know that this is already a 5 group, so I'm going to count on 5, 6, 7. Easy peasy. Next, we're getting to 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Next is 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. All right, friends, now I know that your brain is big enough that you can do the last 4 all by yourself. So go ahead and do 6 in this rectangle, 9 in this rectangle, 7 in this rectangle, and 8 in this rectangle. Don't forget, they already made a 5 group for you, so just keep counting on for each of these examples. When you are done with section number 2 of your workbook page, come on back to this video and we'll work on the next section together. Press pause, finish section 2, and then come right back. Good work. Now that you're done with section number 2, we're moving on to section number 3. It says count how many, write the number. We've done this before, friends. I know that you can do this yourself. You are counting up. So start here. 1, 2, 3. Next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that this is only 1. All right, and then do the last 2 by yourself. When you are done with those last 2, you're finished with section 3. Flip your page over and come back to this video and I'll help you out. Now we're ready for section number 4. It says, look at Puzzled Penguin's answers. He's asking, am I correct? Well, Puzzled Penguins, we are here to help you. Let's go ahead and start counting. In this first one, remember, I know that this top part is 5. I'm not going to waste my time counting those 5 circles. I already know there's 5. I'm going to count on 5, 6. Looks like this one's right. I'm going to draw a smiley face right next to it to show Puzzled Penguin that he got that one. All right, next, remember, this is a 5 group already. 5, 6, 7, 8. He wrote a 9 here for some reason. Silly Puzzled Penguin, that one's not right. I'm going to put an X next to it, but I'm also going to help Puzzled Penguin by fixing it for him. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I added that last circle to show him how to fix his error. Let's check the next one. 5, 6, 7. Good work, Puzzled Penguin, smarty pants. Next one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Silly Puzzled Penguin. You drew one too many circles there. I'm going to cross it out for you. Awesome. Now you're correct, Puzzled Penguin. Good work. Let's move on to section number 5. It says, look at what Puzzled Penguin wrote. Show 4 plus 2 on your fingers another way. Let's see here. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fingers up. Is he right when he wrote 8 fingers? No, silly Puzzled Penguin. He's counting extra fingers. Goofball. Show 4 plus 2. So that actually equals 6 fingers. Make sure you write the number 6 there. Once you're all done with your workbook page, you are good to go for your math page today. You can move on to your seesaw activity. Great work.